Captain's Log, Stardate 6/13/2024. I'm your host, Danjavin. It's Skirmish Day. Everybody, get to your skirmish battle stations immediately. We are ready to farm. Today we're going to be taking a quick look at how to set up your first skirmish and then maybe some high-level skirmishes for those of you who might be struggling, how to achieve your first ship in each of the normal and also the epic categories. And also we'll take a look at one of the prize crew for this event, the purple Admiral Shelby, and we're going to wrap up with a little bit of honor sale pulls. But first, let's jump on back here. So I'm in game right now. I'm going to duck out of this skirmish screen here, and we're going to take a look at our, pop-ups. We're going to take a look at Admiral Shelby here and see exactly what her details are. So this is our new purple. So for skirmish events, we don't have community rewards like we do with Galaxy or hybrid events. So we're only going to earn 3 out of the 4 stars we need to max out Admiral Shelby. So first tip I have for you is have a plan to finish her off. You don't want her sitting around in your inventory gathering dust. Now she's not going to be particularly useful to get to her 4th star during the event, so it's okay to wait until after the event, maybe towards mega recaps if you have a few extra dilithium from a big offer you picked up. We'll have a feature on the offer wall at some point later on where you can get some free dilithium, and I'll tell you my best picks for games to play for that. I'm sure there's going to be a 2 times or 4 times event for that around the 4th of July weekend, so that's going to be coming up very soon. But in the meantime, we need a solution now for Admiral Shelby. So if you don't have the dilithium for mega recaps, there are a few different events as well as the monthly campaign, even the basic free level that awards you some purple citations. It's going to be much better to just finish and freeze her for a number of reasons. First, it's going to be a year until she enters the portal, and even then, the portal is so bloated with purples, it's going to be virtually impossible just to randomly find her as a drop from a voyage or from opening packs, even when you have the beholds on your side. Another problem with finishing off purples in this day and age is just how full our rosters already are. There's a little bit of urgency towards finishing these crew off, and the store likes to dangle offers. You can buy your uncommons for cash, you can buy dilithium packs at a chance of getting Admiral Shelby. All those are fine, especially considering this week the pack in the store offers probably one of the best crew in the game that I've been harping on for days now. This event pack, where's my event pack? Old friends, here it is. This contains our warship Torres, who is and will be a tier 1 crew for quite some time to come. So you could do far worse, especially if you missed out completely on warship Torres, than pulling on this pack 1, 2, maybe 3 times if you don't have any of the crew here. Mira Janeway, even herself, is a fine crew with a few collections and also some fleet boss battle capability to solve some nodes for you. But I'm not going to guide you all down the path of spending dilithium to solve problems in this game. Really, you are going to want to take a look at your campaign, get that last purple citation for the free campaign if you're a free-to-play player. Make sure that purple citation goes on Shelby, and then you can put her in the freezer. For her very early game roster, she may bring some value, but I think in the large run, most of the benefit for any purples you gain in the game are really just going to be for their collection. So let's take a look here. Valor in Combat, Cultural Impact, both stat boosting. So 2 collections for a citation isn't the best deal in the game, but she's pretty cool. You know, we all remember Commander Shelby from one of the best 2-parters of all time in the Next Generation, Best of Both Worlds, and she came back at the end of Picard Season 3. So, we enjoyed watching her. There's also, don't forget as you are playing this, a few other big benefits to playing the skirmish. First, if you don't have any 5-star ships at all, you can use these events to parlay into your first 5-star ship. So here we have the Orion Vessel, brand new ship debuting in this event. All you got to do is limp in with normal missions, with even just your maxed out USS Constellation. You'll be able to run the gauntlet, get enough threshold rewards here to get your 600 schematics you need to construct that Orion vessel, and that's going to give you a huge springboard to completing the Galaxy if you're a new player. And then further down, you want to also make sure you get your 2nd star in Displaced Boimler. The mega event has 4 weeks, a star apiece, and you want to get them up to 4 out of 5 if at all possible. And then hopefully you can use the honor sale to get that last citation to finish them off if you're an early player, even the mid-game player. And you can check our review on Displaced Boimler a few days back in this channel. Finally, if you're able to really go hard and you've saved a lot of chronotons, you'll be able to complete the event, get all the skirmish thresholds pretty easily. And the best part is as you play skirmish, it pays you back. So each cron you spend is going to get you a percentage of crons back, also a good amount of credit to honor, and some other rewards too that drop as you're playing the skirmish. So how do we get that set up? How do we begin our battle here? So at the very basic level for new players looking to break into normal, you're going to want to use your 1-star lowly little Constellation class ship. So mine is maxed out. It's been maxed out for a while, and I maxed it out early in my game. I used some of the galaxy missions to be able to get my constellation class to a high level. And the way that I did that was I went to the very end of episode number 1. So at the end, you have a choice. I chose the Klingon victory. I think you could also choose Augments as your victory. But no matter which you choose, you have access to one of 2 missions, Cleansing Fire or by hook or by crook. So no matter what your mission is named, if you go in at the elite level, if you're able to complete this away team mission at the elite level, you're going to have access to the most efficient way to farm Constellation class schematics in the game. Now look at this number here. On this particular mission here, for the cost of only 5 on a supply kit or 6 crons, you're going to be able to, every time you complete this mission, have a chance of getting a 3-drop on Constellation class schematics. Actually, this is a great chance for me to jump on over to the browser and show you a little bit more about exactly how many schematics it takes here. So the sttwiki.org page has a page just for the Constellation class. And if you scroll down here, it'll actually show you it takes 45 to construct, and I think you get it automatically, so that's not even a cost. I think you automatically begin with a level 1 Constellation class. So really the only costs you're looking to incur here are just to get it past level 5 here. So if we add up all these, this is about 100, 200, about 240 schematics total. So if we take 240 schematics and divide it by 3, that's about 80 runs through that mission. And 80 runs at 5 chronotons apiece on a supply kit. It's only about actually 400 crons. A really good bargain and absolutely critical. Spend your first 400 crons getting this vessel to max, because if you do not, you will not be able to complete the skirmish normal level without losing halfway through. If you have lost that skirmish normal mission, you're going to be wasting your intel that you've received, and you're going to have a hard time actually making any sort of progress. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. If we enter this event, if you have no crew that match, if you don't have any of the matching event crew, don't worry. As you play, you're going to earn your first star on Admiral Shelby, and you'll be able to throw her on the ship. We'll get to that in a second here, but I'm going to show you here how easy it is. With a Constellation class, we're going to begin our first skirmish. It only costs 1 intel, so if you flub it, no big deal. We're going to throw on any crew that we have that fit. So the good thing about skirmish battles, it lets you use any crew you own. When you're fighting an arena, you're stuck on using lower level crew. You have to only use, I think, up to 3-star crew on the lowest level of arena. But here we can go right into our legendaries. So I hate to stuff it too much here, but a good 1-2 punch here is Injured Torres for a little bit of protection to last through the battle and shield regeneration. This is great because you take damage as you battle, so she'll help you to stop getting hull damage on yourself. Let's see if we can find another. It's tough because this doesn't sort by rarity here. But really, you want to look for any crew that has a good solid attack boost here so that you can end the battle a little bit quicker. So I'll just arbitrarily pick Seti Khan here.
I will grapple with thee.
So he's going to be our attack booster here. A little bit overpowered for our inaugural battle here. We're going to go through one skirmish cycle here to show you how quick and easy it is. Even though the Constellation is underpowered, you may be fighting some 2-star ships here. It's going to do a pretty good job of knocking him out. Khan's still talking to us here. This is great. I'm glad I chose him. So we don't have any event crew on, so we're getting pretty low bonuses here. But once we complete this a few times when we get our event crew on board, I'm going to show you what that looks like. I'm going to switch over now, actually. So we're going to go to Warship Taurus. And she is a full event crew for this, which means she's going to magnify our bonuses. So any bonus drops we get as we play are going to be a full 2 times. If you use Injured Torres here is showing as a bonus, but she's actually a lesser bonus. She has a match for this event because Torres is a event crew. She's going to give you a slightly raised but not fully raised event bonus. So let's see what the difference is here on our drops. We were getting 350 VP per battle initially. Let's see what happens now once we get our alter ego that gives her our full bonus on the ship. A little bit slower, not as strong as Khan, unfortunately. There, so we got a full 400 here. We took a little bit of damage. So here's a good tip when we're playing skirmish. Don't choose the hull repair option. You may think, hey, I maybe won't be able to last till the end. You take cumulative hull damage as you play. But really, you always want to go for the bonus reward box. And you want to keep improving and changing out your crew so that you can always take that bonus reward box and make it all the way to the end. If you're unable to complete the entire skirmish gauntlet of 5 battles in a row, without choosing the bonus box each time, you still need to try to look for better crew that are going to either help you survive, maybe end the battle more quickly so you take less damage, or maybe even just change your ship strategy out. So we're going to finish this one out here, and then I'll show you what the difference is between fighting on the normal level and fighting at the epic level. We'll take a look at what an epic build looks like, and I'll give you a couple of tips for how to gain an epic ship here in a moment. Come on, there we go. All right, hey, good credits. So it's I'll mention here that the credit drops you get are fantastic. The credits that you earn from this event are really going to be helpful for, especially we just came off of the Critical Chronotons event. So if we have, those quantum all saved up, maybe up over 1,000 that we need to retrieve something quickly, great opportunity here to get our retrievals in order. So I'm going to jump up to Epic here, and I'll show you the ships that I actually use. You may think I've got a bunch of fancy ships here at 5-star, a lot of them at max level here. I'm going to sort by level and take a look, and I've got a whole bunch of, exclusive ships that came out of packs or came out of arena battles. But really, I just use the basics, and I'll show you here the best way to get your ships, the best way to get them to max level the most quickly is to go into your Dabo wheel. So, and this is a strategy for players at all levels. If you don't have either your board cube maxed out or your Kraton, the Ferengi ship, maxed out, go into here each day and take a look at your options. If you don't see either of those options in your wheel, go ahead and spin your first spin, and then if you're playing on mobile, you're going to have a couple of options down here. So I'm playing on Steam right now. It doesn't give you ad warps, but if you're playing on any other platform, I think, you'll be able to do a refresh on your wheel. So refreshing your Dabo wheel is better than just doing a second roll for free in most cases, because you're still going to get another roll after you refresh. What happens here is you notice that our Dabo wheel went up to dilithium. We don't want to spend dilithium on the wheel. Dilithium's too precious to spend on this. But what we do is once you refresh the wheel, it also refreshes the cost. It sets you back to normal. And so that means you get another 5,000 credit spin. It may seem like a lot to spend, but again, it's skirmish. We're earning credits left and right here. I think that first skirmish battle, we earned over 2,000 credits just on that single run. So if you refresh, then you have a better chance of getting a ship that's going to really take you far in skirmish. You may have a double board cube. You can get 2 of the exact same schematic drops. So it just increases your chances every single day of getting those drops that'll get you closer to maxing out your ship. Once your ships are level 8 or above, they're probably ready to jump into the epic battle. So we're going to take a look here at the skirmish epic level. I'm going to bring in, the Kraton is fast, but I've come to love the board cube as my ship of choice. I'm going to filter out and find that. And the reason why is that it's a little slower. Why is a slower ship better? Sometimes when you're fighting your skirmish battles, you're going to come across a ship that's got a very early cloak. It's going to lock out all of your 400% damage hammers that you're throwing at it, and it's going to make it really tough to beat it. By the time it comes off of cloak, now you're spent, and you've got to wait for a whole nother cycle for everything to recharge before you get past it. Using a faster ship like a Kraton is fine, but it can actually be slower than just using the slow and steady wins the race board cube. We're going to staff it out here. I'm going to find a couple of my favorites. Yeah, Kirk's great. We're going to also want to get some accuracy on there to boost up things. I usually those Barge of the Dead Taurus because she's got a huge accuracy boost of +10, plus she deals extra damage. We don't really need to worry about defense too much here, but one thing we cannot dispense with is we have to get our event crew on here to get max bonus. So Warship Taurus is our pick again, and she's also pretty good for this event too with a huge bonus pretty quick. And then to wrap it up, hey, why not? Just one more damage hammer. Who has some science and damage here that we can pick? Yeah, let's just pick our other chances taking Kirk and be done with it. So let's go ahead and fight here and see what kind of bonuses we can earn. You may notice that these battles are going to be much more difficult, but when we're rolling with a max level board cube, it's no issue at all. And that battle's over the moment all of our hammers fire. Here is a great drop, 150 chronotons. So we've already done a little bit of pre-farming here. We're going to do some more, but man oh man, it's just so nice to get those chronoton drops. They just replenish all the work that you did putting in your pre-farming here. For a little bit of a review on how we pre-farm, you may want to look at the last episode from yesterday, the Critical Chronotons episode, where we took a bit of a look at the chronometric sheet. I'm going to refer to it briefly at the end of this to show you how we set it up for a skirmish pre-farm. I wanted to make sure that everybody had the tips and tricks they needed to make sure they can complete 5 out of 5 missions every time. Your fingers are going to fall off by the end of this event, but really it's a great idea to just spend all your crons on this event, really blow it out, get those max rewards early on, and there we go, a big 2,000 victory points for finishing that out. Fantastic. If we need to refill and we need to get some of our intel back, we need to jump back over to Chronometrics tab. It'll tell us exactly what to do to refill our intel with ship battles. So same sheet we looked at yesterday. Today we're going to use the skirmish farm instead of the wait only items farm. We've already set this up on our UI tab, so we've got everything configured just to our account's needs. And here's our farm list. We can also sort this. So if we want to look at everything that has cost, we want to see maybe the cost from high to low, so we know how to get some intel real quickly. And here we go. Any of these options here are all going to cost the maximum of 18 with a supply kit. So we can choose one to get databases, emitter crystals. Let's go to 813.3 lashing out. We'll jump back over to the game real quick. 813.3 right here. This is lashing out. And sure enough, here's where we get some databases. Looks like I need some of those. Unfortunately, I got warp 10, so I'm going to warp that. I've got my supply kit on. Don't forget, you got to get your supply kit on. And there we go, a huge intel dump, 2,400. That's enough for 2 full skirmish battles at max level. Do that a few times and you'll be good to go for a while. So I think last thing we'll do today, so that should get you started on your skirmish run. Let me know how you guys are doing in skirmish down in the comments below. Have you already hit max thresholds already? Is this something you'd like to space out over the weekend? Final thing for the day, we're going to do a little bit of honor polls here. So let's do our daily honor polls. Honor sale, legendary behold.
Behold.
This is a cool one. Resilient Tuvok. So this guy has a pretty good amount of traits. We're looking at 8 to start here. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 collections. 3 of them full stat boosting. The Voyager one, every few thresholds you get a stat boost, so not too bad here. Plus Tuvoks are a great event crew. Already maxed out Stroll, not going to pick him. But here's Mutinous Trip Tucker. This is very recent. This is one of the last crew to hit the portal with the last portal refresh here. Wasn't a particularly high tier, but also looking at this, he actually has even more collection potential, and I'm already 2 stars in, so rather than starting the new crew, even though it's an Eng primary, I'm pretty good on Eng for my voyages, and I don't think that this older Tuvok, Resilient Tuvok, is really going to do much for other areas of my game here. The ship ability doesn't really interest me. I think the play's to trip here. Let's get another star. If you ever got a reasonable reason to choose the star, save on your crew space and just go ahead and throw it on. We'll do one more Behold plus citation for y'all.
Behold.
Ooh, alright. So here's Dex, notoriously one of the worst represented bridge crew in the entire game. She's only recently come into a couple of more playable cards, but for the longest time, Bellwright's Jadzia Dex included, she's just had some awful cards. So we have 3 stat boosting collections here, a garbage ship ability, and just absolutely underpowered. I think she's actually tier 10. Just an awful crew all around. Spock is maxed, so the play's got to be to Mary Ben Troy here. Actually, with this strange Dip Med Command, Med Command in particular being a pair that's very poorly represented, a reasonable amount of collections here. We do have a Vanity collection and 2 stat boosting, but I just think it's probably going to be the more playable character. Troy has a decent number of bents, probably as many as Dax does, but in this case it's got to be to Troy. I'll just throw the star on. Alright, thanks for joining me today. Live long and prosper.